Hello and welcome to the second video for today on lesson 2-1 when we're dealing with integer exponents. And as some of you probably already guessed, what we're going to do for the beginning part of this lesson is going to correct your homework assignment that you guys just did. So you did numbers 1 through 9 and you should have submitted it versus Schoology. So right now we're going to go through those answers and a few more review problems, and then you're going to have an online assignment. So you're going to go to my.hrw and get logged in and do that homework assignment. All right, so the basic thing that we were talking about is anything to a negative exponent, math people consider not to be simplified. So we are going to have to rewrite these so that they are simplified. So in this first one, you see that negative exponent of 1, and mathematicians say we need to rewrite that so that it is 1 over 8 to the first power. Now, when we write that down, that exponent is positive, and there's nothing more to do because 8 to the 1 is 8 to the first power is 8. Some of you could go right to 1 over 8. All right, the second problem here is 6 to the negative second. So the problem here is this negative 2 exponent. So we have to write this as 1 over, and now when I write this new exponent, instead of it being a negative 2, when I put it on the bottom, it becomes a positive 2. So what we have is 1 over 6 times 6. So the answer is 1 over 36. And I understand some of you will be able to go right to the answer, so that is totally fine. 256 to the 0 power. Well, remember in that chart, we found out no matter what number we started with, anything to the 0 power is going to be 1. All right, 10 squared, remember that's just 10 times 10. So that's going to be 100. 5 to the 4th power is going to be 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. Now remember, you might not want to do that on your calculator. So you might want to just go 5, use that caret button, and then your 4. So 5 caret 4. 5 caret 4. And this answer comes out to be 625. So these last two problems, we didn't have any negative exponents, so it just stays right where it's at 625. Now looking at number 6, we have that negative exponent, so we're going to write it as 1 over 2, and remember that's a negative 5, and when I rewrite it, it becomes a positive exponent. So right now, grab your calculator, because remember that's 2 caret 5, and so we're going to get 1 over 32. All right, number 7, that has a negative exponent, so we're going to write that as 1 over 4, and when I write this 5, it's going to be a 5 positive exponent. So on my calculator, I'm going to hit 4 caret 5. So I get 1 over, and 4 caret 5, 4 to the 5th power, is 1024. All right, 89 to the 0 power is just like number 3. Anything to the 0 power is 1. And number 9, negative exponent again. So remember, we're going to write that as 1 over 11. And when we write this exponent, it's going to be a positive 3. Grab your calculator. So you can go 11 caret 3. And this answer is going to be 1 over 1,331. All right, so hopefully if you made any mistakes on that, you now know exactly what you were supposed to do. So we're just going to go through a few more practice problems here. I'll kind of explain things as they go. But right now, you should probably stop the video, try these 3 problems, and then turn the video back on and see what the answers are. Okay, so 18 to the negative 1st. So make sure you practice these first before you just get the answers. Negative exponent, so 1 over 18. All right, the second one, w to the 0 power. Remember, anything to the 0 power is going to be 1. And the third power, it doesn't matter what's repeating, if it's an 18, a w, or a k. We're just going to write this. Negative exponents, mathematicians say, are not okay. So we're going to write this as 1 over w to the 4th. And there's nothing more we can do, so we are done. All right, x to the negative 12th. Right now, stop your video, look at these 4 problems, give them a try on a piece of paper, and see if you come up with the right answers, then turn the video back on, and then see if you get them right. So make sure you are practicing them as you're doing it. This is what I'm talking about. The more you put in, the more you try yourself, the more you stretch, the better off you're going to be. All right, negative exponent. So we're going to write this as 1 over x to the 12th. All right, that's a negative 2. Negative exponents are not okay. So that's 1 over 5 to the second. Now we can actually do the math on what 5 to the second is. So that's 5 times 5. So we have 1 over 25. 7 to the negative second. Negative exponent is what we see here that we don't like. So we're going to write this as 1 over 7 to the second. And that is just 1 over 49. 3 to the third, no negative exponents. So remember, that's 3 times 3 times 3. Or some of you are just going to grab your calculators and you're going to hit 3 caret 3. And this answer comes out to be 27. All right, anything to that 0 power. Oops, before you do these, stop. Stop, pause the video, do these 3 problems, and then turn it back on. So 56 to the 0 power is 1. All right, this next one, be careful because the only thing that has that 0 power is x. Remember, the exponent of this number 5 that lazy mathematicians did not write is a 1. So what we have here is 5 times, because it says 5 times x, and x to the 0 is 1. So we have 5 times 1, and that is 5. All right, next problem here. Again, in that last problem, we had 5 to the first power. What is the exponent of 4? The x has the exponent of negative 3, but what is the exponent of 4? It is a 1. So that 4 is going to stay where it's at. But mathematicians say we need to move that x to the negative third in the denominator. So that's the part that moves. X to the third goes in the bottom, but that 4 stays on top. There's nothing wrong with that 4. All right, stop it. Do these 3 problems and then give it a good go. Okay, see what you can do. So this one's similar to the last one. Remember, it's 2 to the first power and then x to the negative second. So the problem is this negative exponent here. So this 2 stays right where it's at in the numerator, and we put x to the 7th in the bottom. Okay, the next one, that's a positive exponent, so that just means 9 times 9, which is 81. And the last sample problem we have here, negative exponent. We don't like the negative exponent, so we go 1 over 4 to the third. And remember, you guys can use your calculators. So you have 1 over 4 caret 3. And this answer is going to be 1 over, what is that, 64, I think? I better double check just to make sure. Yep, 64. So we have 4 caret 3, 4 to the third power is 64. All right, hopefully that was a good review for you. You guys have a very short assignment on My HRW, so make sure you go to My HRW. That is your online textbook. And then there's a homework that's called 2-1 to 2-2 Homework Day 1. I think there's about 5 questions on there for you. So good luck with your homework.